Hey, now I see you. What's going on, Leroy? I see you. Nothing much, man. Just been working. Don't ride dirty. I see you, big dog. What's going on? What's going on, Moses Joyner? I see you. Get back used to the heat. Yeah, man. We have like 100-degree weather. I mean, but not this. I mean, we've been in the. I think the high today was like 86. It's maybe the hottest day this year. But man, anything under 90 degrees, it's not hot to me. Because when June, July gets here, it's gonna be scorching hot. What's going on, Joseph? He's my other hand. William Smith, I see you. Yeah. Okay, right at 90 today. Okay. Yeah, y'all break out that sunscreen. Oh. Ugh. Auto detail error 90 in Jacksonville, Florida. Not humid like August and September. Right, you're right. It's the humidity that makes it so bad here in Mississippi. Uh, it was 86, but we had winds. It wasn't that humid heat. Cordrick Ashley, I see you. We got 13 in the building. Go ahead and hit that like button. Get my likes up, please. I appreciate you for stopping by. Yeah. What's the weather like in Canada? Do y'all have hot days, or is it not humid in Canada? Okay. Malik's auto detailing. What's up? Man, that's on my eye. Lockdown in Mississippi, and has it affected you much business wise? Well, it affects us all in good and bad ways. Just depends on what type of person you are and how you look at it. Let me go ahead and get started. Real quick, I was thinking, um, just sitting here thinking and just going back over the years and just really thinking about when I started my business, all the opportunities that I got and all the knowledge that I've gained. And I've been doing a lot of reading, and sometimes I go back and not reading, but I listen to audiobooks. And sometimes I go back to books I read last year or the year before that, or books I read 6 months ago, and I listen to it again. And every time I listen to it, uh, I hear something that I forgot about or don't remember hearing the first time I read it. And it was this particular book I was reading, and it was talking about like how a lot of successful people had opportunities, and that opportunities allowed them to work hard, and through the opportunity and hard work allowed them to gain knowledge, and then that knowledge allowed them to gain success. Now success can be, you can define success pretty much any way you want. It's kind of up to you what success is. Uh, some people think raising a family is successful. Some people think it make a lot of money is successful. Some people just think it being, living a good life is successful. So whatever success is to you, uh, I would like to say I run a successful business. It's been doing well for a very long time now. Um, I've had some problems, here and there. We all do, but for the most part, it's been okay. But I've been thinking about like I'm thinking about like when I first started. Sometimes I'm at somebody's lawn or doing somebody's car, and I kind of try to think back like, how did I come in contact with this customer? How did I get this customer? Was it through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Google or whatever? Flyer, being seen, and I'm always, sometimes I get into these deep thoughts while I'm working, because sometimes it's just you out there and you just alone out there with your thoughts, and I'll just zone out and I'll think about things like that. So, I have this group watch that I do. I've been doing that group watch for a few years now, and I always think about how I got that group wash. Now the group washes, the prices are cut way lower than I usually charge. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why am I doing these washes so cheap? It's always multiple ways to look at something, just depending on what perspective you're coming from. So, like I said, I was doing cars, over there pretty cheap. I'm just doing inside and out, wipe down, vacs, washing. Nothing extra. Anything extra is an upcharge, like spray wax, baby seat cleaning, uh, interior dressing, things like that go up on the price. Well, I remember how I got the opportunity to do those cars, and I'll tell you the knowledge that I gained from that and the success that came from that. Well, it was about maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Uh, I asked someone, hey, where you work at, does somebody come up there and do cars? And the person replied to me and was like, well, I don't know. Let me ask. And she asked, and she ended up finding out the situation. So she comes back to me and tells me, yeah, it's a guy that come out there and he does the cars or whatever. And this lady, she's the one who calls him up and she orchestrates the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So, but before that happened, while she was getting the information, I said, well, look, how about I come up there and do your car for free? So I was trying to create an opportunity for myself. So I go up there, I do the car for free, and um, A couple people drove by, they saw me. I don't think anybody stopped and even asked me for a card. But I didn't worry about it. I carried on with what I was doing. And while I'm doing the car, she calls me and say, "Yeah, I found the lady. She orchestrates the whole thing." And she said, "Yeah, they do have a guy to come out there." So I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna step on anybody's toes." And I was like, "Well, okay, I tried, but I didn't give up. I did one more thing. That one more thing was I said, hey, tell her to bring her car and I'll do her car for free as well." And this is the lady that orchestrates the whole thing. Because something in the back of my head was like, okay, if for whatever reason this guy can't do it anymore, or because detailers come and go. Is you got a lot of people who start detailing businesses or lawn care businesses and they here today, gone tomorrow. So by me knowing that, I said, well, look, I'm gonna do her car. I'm gonna do my best on this car. I'm gonna add stuff. I'm gonna do all types of things. And so she was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." She kept asking, "Are you sure?" "Yes, bring it down." So she brought her car down. I washed the car. I mean, I did a little extra too. So she got her car back and she was pleased with it. I gave her my business cards, and that was that. I want to say maybe a year went by, maybe 2 years went by. I'm not sure, but a significant amount of time went by, and she contacted me, and she said, "Hey, you remember me? You did my car a few years ago." And she was like, "He was one of the detail out here. Well, the guy that was coming out here, he moved. He won't be able to do it anymore." So he's like, would be willing to do it?" I'm like, "Yes, I'll be." So I go out there. I'm excited about it and everything. But here's the catch. She was telling me, well, he was charging $20. So I knew if I came in there with a higher price than that, or uh, that it might run some people away because they was already used to paying $20. So I'm like, okay. So she was like, yeah, he was charging 20 for cars, 25 for trucks. Then I thought about it, maybe he wasn't charging that amount. Maybe he was charging a higher amount, but that's what she told me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm looking at this as an opportunity. I'm not really focusing on the money as much, but I was looking at the opportunity and what I can gain from it. So she said the cars was 20, the trucks was 25, and I said, well, I'll do the cars for 20. I'll do trucks and SUVs for 30. All right, so of course, I've got big trucks and big long SUVs and dirty vehicles and everything. And for a moment there, I felt that, they getting over on me. I'm doing all this work. This sucks. Like, man, I don't, but something back in my head was like, look, you know, this is a good opportunity. Some money is better than no money. Get out there and get it done. So I'm banging these cars out. I mean, banging them out, banging them out. I had some help. The help couldn't come like I would like them to. I'm just banging them out, banging them out, banging them out. I remember one day I had 10 or 11 vehicles, and I'm banging them. I think I had 11, and I ended up doing 10. And when I was finishing up the interior on the 11th vehicle, the lady showed up looking at me all mad because her car wasn't ready. So, I didn't even charge her. I just let her take the car. But little did I know, I was learning different vehicles. If you want to learn different types of vehicles, a dealership or a uh, or a group wash or anything that has a lot of cars, actually, man, it's gonna help you learn cars. And so you're gonna start noticing that these type of vehicles have better carpet. These type of vehicles have thinner paint, thicker paint, hard paint, soft paint, you'll start to see that these cars are always easier to clean than these cars. These interiors are always easier to clean than these interiors. You're gonna learn all these different types of stuff, and you're gonna be faced with just about everything you can think of as it relates to detailing, like pet hair, carpet stains. I mean, a lot of different. You get a chance to experience all this. So the opportunity was to be able to do all those cars. And, although the pay wasn't good, I was doing at least every time I would go to that group wash, plus the cars I was doing outside the car wash, my detailing went up from doing maybe 2 or 3 cars a week with my lawn care, from doing 15 cars a week with my lawn care. So I was doing cars. I mean, like every other Tuesday, I was up there doing cars. I started to learn my equipment. I started to learn what they can take. I started to realize how important gallons per minute is. And when you're doing those mini cars, you learn the value of your equipment and little tools like a drill brusher, air compressor. You start realizing how important those are, like steamers and all that. So now when I'm coming out here and I'm doing my regular details at my regular price and I'm traveling to a customer's home, it's like, oh, my car was bad. And I'm looking at the car and I'm like, well, there was a time I would say this was bad, but I just did a car that was full of pet hair, and I spent an hour and a half vacuuming and drill brushing and vacuuming and air gunning and blowing it, and this would just have goldfish and candy and crumbs and chips and stuff on the floor, and I'm like, that's nothing. Like, trust me, you would take a cluttered, filled with debris interior over pet hair any day. But like I said, the more and more I was doing these cars, the faster I got. I started saying, okay, let me try this way. Let me hit these door jambs first. I'm tired of every time I clean out the interior and hit the door jambs, some of the debris from the door jambs go inside the interior. So let me hit the door jambs first. You know what? I don't really like doing tires like that. So let me hit the door jambs and the tires first. Oh, you know what? Well, you know what? Better yet, let me just go ahead and bug and tar the bumpers, the skirts, hit the door jambs and the tires. Go on the inside, detail it, then go on the outside. Well, hold on. Let me just do the entire inside, then go on the outside. Let me just try. So I had the opportunity to try all these different methods. Versus when I would do one car here, a car there. I really didn't have time to try different methods. So every car, I come there and do 5 cars at one location, I start to realize, you know what, I can work this way and it's a whole lot faster. This tool is better than this tool. I really don't need this. I don't need that. I can leave that at home. This and this is where it's at. So like I said, so now I don't go to the group wash as often, but I do still go because I just like the feel of just knocking out those cars. Even though now I charge like $35 for a car up there, but these are simple wipe down vacs and washes, like $35, and I think it's $45 for mid-sized trucks and SUVs, $55 for large, $65 for extra large, something like that. But yeah, man, I started getting creative and started saying, hey, if you want your car buffed, it'll be additional this price. If you want spray wax, it'll be this. If you want your floor mats clean, it'll be that. If you want a shampoo, like I started adding all these different services. Also, it gave me the opportunity to be able to talk with different people from different walks of life, different races, male, female, and my customer service skills are a whole lot better because I'm dealing with multiple people, uh, and I'm able to talk with them and get and communicate what I have to communicate to them quick, without all the ums and ahs and ahs and giving them too much information or not giving them enough information. Um, it's like now I know, like I remember. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what that was. Phone just went. All right, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It just cut me off for some reason. But anyway, uh, so yeah, so it allowed me to be able to communicate with people like quick and effectively, and I was able to get my message across. Uh, so let's just say someone would pull up and say, "How much do you charge?" Okay, my speech used to be like, "Okay, for what vehicle? The vehicle that you're in?" They're like, "Yeah." And then I would just go into this whole thing, and it took too long, and I don't know if it confused the person. I think I even confused myself because I was just trying to give them all this information. But I started to notice uh, that every people want things done quickly. Even when you try to explain something to them, they want it quick. They don't want this whole drawn out thing. I started to notice they really don't care about, like, a lot of us are like OCD, and we want to detail the vehicle. We want to do all these special things. A lot of them really don't care about that. They just want the vehicle clean. That's the type of stuff that opportunity allowed me to learn. So now when someone says, "How much?" And I'll be like, "Is this the vehicle that you're talking about?" Yes. I said, "Okay. It depends. All right, do you need any waxing, shampooing?" See, I ask these type of questions. Do you need any waxing, shampooing? You need some interior dressing? Like, I'm asking them questions. So now they'll say, "Well, no, I don't need no shampoo. I just need a..." So now when they say they don't need no shampoo, okay, I'm not thinking of full detail anymore. So boom, I throw that out the window. I'm not thinking about a full detail. So now I'm thinking about maintenance, a maintenance detail or a standard detail. So I say, okay, it's two packages for you. One is a standard. I always start with the highest package. One is a standard, that price, and I give them the price immediately. So within 30 seconds or 45 seconds into the conversation, I'm giving them the price. You see what I'm saying? Because see, I don't want to, because some people will probably start off with a full detail price, like, "Oh, that vehicle right there." But once I ask her, I'm gonna cut all this stuff out. Once I ask her, "Do you need any shampoo, or do you need any waxing or buffing or anything like that?" And she says, "No, I don't need any of that." Okay, boom. So your price is either gonna be, let's say she has a Nissan Rogue, okay? Your price is either gonna be 75 or 90. Okay, so I start with the highest price first. I'll say 90. This includes a spray wax, not buffing wax. It includes a spray wax. It includes interior dressing. The entire vehicle gets wiped down. The entire interior gets a wipe down, a vac, windows, door jambs. The outside gets washed, tire shine. That's just like that. She goes, "Okay." The next package is a maintenance detail, which is 75. That includes everything I mentioned before, except the spray wax and interior dressing. Okay, cool. I give her my card. Now all it's longer here because I'm breaking it down. But that conversation will probably last a minute and a half. I pass her a card and she'll say, "Hey, well," I said, "Look, all my packages are on the card. If you look on the back, it goes into detail what the packages include. Also, if you want to, my website is on there. If you want to go to the website, it explains it even more. And well, how do I set up an appointment? Just give me a call, or you can book online. That's it. That conversation is going to take me a minute, 2 minutes tops. Then I'm back to the thing, and I learned. And then first, and then second of all, you're working on the vehicle, so you don't need to be talking too long because you're actually working on the vehicle. You need to get back to work, and they know that, so they see you working, and then so you're not going to come off as being rude. You're going to come off as a person that's about their business, and that's what they want to see. So, like I said, it was dealing with one was dealing with customers. The other thing that the other knowledge I gained was, like I said before, was getting faster with the vehicles because I started to understand the vehicles more. Another one was understanding my chemicals and equipment, um, what not to use and what to use and what not to use with certain temperatures and all this type of stuff. Trust me, the more and more you do stuff, uh, the better you will be. Again, like I was reading that book, it was called The Outliers. I hadn't read it in a long time, and I just listened to it the other day. And it's The Outliers, and the book is just basically talking about how people became successful due to certain circumstances in their life, opportunities, culture, all these different types of stuff. And I just started reflecting back when I started my business. Started reflecting back when I started my business and the opportunities that I got. Well, that group watch helped me out a lot. It did. I noticed a shift in my business when it happened because I would go up there every other Tuesday and do at least a minimum of 5 cars. And each of those cars would take me, maybe an hour or an hour and a half. And I was doing that every other week, every other week. And then it got to a point where I was going out there every week. In the fall and in the winter, I was going every week because I don't have a lot of lawns. So I was just going every week, every week, every week. And I was just getting better and better. If you guys have been following me from the beginning, when I first started my YouTube channel, if you look at the way I was doing cars and versus the way I'm doing it now, you can see the difference. The cars are coming out cleaner because I got better tools and I got more experience. Uh, Another thing, there was a time when, oh, let me go back. So the book, The Outliers, and if you guys remember, when I went down to New Jersey and me and Sporty, we did like 4 videos, and in one of the videos, he said, "What do you guys know about 10,000 hours?" Well, see, Sporty's the type of person, and I'm that way too, but I try to help you out a little bit. But Sporty is the type of person that he'll just put it out there and he'll let you figure out for yourself and do the research. I'll help you a little bit, but I still want you to do the research. I'll just point you into the direction of the research. I'll say, okay, the research it goes there. He's not going to even do that. So, and he has his reasons why he do that, and I can see why he does it. But me, I like to just point you in the direction. He's just gonna say, "What do you guys know about 10,000 hours?" So in the next video, I told you when he said what you know about 10,000 hours, I knew some of you guys wouldn't know what he was talking about. If you hadn't ever heard of that book or if you've never read that book, you won't know what he's talking about. So I read that book, and when he said it, I knew what he was talking about. So in the next video following that one that we did, I said Sporty's mentioned 10,000 hours, and I told you the 10,000 hours is something that this guy named Malcolm Gladwell in the book called The Outliers was saying that if you want to be a master at anything, you have to put in 10,000 hours. So he broke it down like a 40-hour work week for 10 years, a 40-hour work week My God. A 40-hour work week for 10 years will get you 10,000 hours. Now, some of you guys work harder than 40 hours a week. You work more hours, so that means you'll get your 10,000 hours sooner. So the way I'm trying to relate these 10,000 hours is the time I was putting in doing those cars. The time I was putting in, I just kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. And, you know, you have a lot of people on here be saying, you know, I've been detailing for 30 years, but how many cars have you done in 30 years? Because if you're doing 1 or 2 cars a weekend, but you got somebody doing 10 cars a week or 15 cars a week, that person is more experienced than you, even though you was doing it 30 years ago and you're doing, you know, a few cars here, a few cars there. Then you go weeks and months without doing cars, but this person, a month doesn't go by that he's not doing cars. A week doesn't go by that he's not doing cars. He got more experience than you, even though you may have been started earlier than he did. But again, like I said, that I started thinking about stuff like that. Another thing is the YouTube videos. I started doing YouTube videos back in 2015 or 16. So I started doing that. And I was doing that for, let me see. Yeah. So I started doing the lawn care videos. Then I did a detailing video, and the detailing videos got a better response. So I started doing more of them. But anyway, I was just doing videos, just keep putting them out, They wasn't that good. Like when I go back and look at the quality, the camera angling, just the overall quality and production wasn't all that good. But I kept doing it. I kept putting out videos. It got to a point where I was putting out 3 videos a day. Because during that time I wasn't super busy like I am now. So I had a lot of time. To edit videos, and my editing became better. Not because I'm just a genius at this, it's because I've done it a lot. And sometimes people say, man, you make it look easy. Well, it takes a long time to make something hard look easy. It looks easy because you do it so much, now it's a part of you. Another opportunity that I got was getting a chance to meet other detailers. Meeting other detailers like, you know, G-Works, Eric Jones, Sporties. And what started to happen was me and these guys would talk on the phone, we'll converse. They'll share ideas with me, I'll share ideas with them. They'll give me advice, I'll give them advice, and it was just a give and take. And these guys was giving me so much information, and they was telling me things that I would have never learned. And if it wasn't for me getting on YouTube, I would have never met these guys. So it gave me the opportunity to see how other people do things. It also gave me the opportunity to get better at detailing because they will tell me how they do things. And Ashton, what you doing? Oh, okay. Thought you was playing anyway. But I started to see how they do things, and then I started adopting their methods as they did mine. And, you know, it made me better. You know, I had someone, you know, because people outside of detailing don't understand, or people outside of lawn care don't understand. But you got you someone that understands and that's going through the same things that you are, or has been there, and they're, you know, we have this back and forth conversations, and it's helped me out tremendously. So again, you know, whether you see an opportunity or you create an opportunity, those opportunities over time is going to give you knowledge, right? And that knowledge over time is going to give you success. So whether it be money, you know, successful business, a successful family, whatever you think success is, those are some of the keys that'll get you there. Those are some of the keys that'll get you there. See what y'all saying in the chat. I see y'all been listening. You ask him how much does he want to make. All right, I see y'all be listening, man. Yo, Andrew Parent, what's that got to do with anything? Y'all already know how. Now you was one of the guys that was on here in the beginning. You already know what I'm about, so you already know what I'm about. So don't play on here, cause I will kick you off. That has nothing to do with what we talking about. Like buff the paint and show signs of actually knowing nothing about paint correction. Well, it just depends. You're a professional, so if you the one thing about being a professional is learning. When people don't know what they're talking about, or knowing what they're talking about. You don't want to make them feel like they don't know what they're talking about. It's just like when people say the word detail. Sometimes people use detail synonymously with car wash. So I used to do that. Like somebody say detail. Okay, what do you mean when you say detail? So I used to do that. That was just so whack. I used to really do that. How much for a detail? Oh, so what do you mean when you say detail? Now this person like, okay, man, this man taking this too serious. It's just a car wash. A lot of people, no matter what you want to call it, paint correction, this and this and that, we know it's different. We know it's something else, but it's not a car. A car wash is a car wash. A detail is a detail. We know that. But some people, yeah, don't be rude. Just ask him what he wants. If he says buff the paint, but he's talking about paint correction, just break it down. Stop. Don't use detail terminology. Don't use detailed terminology. Just say you want to buff it to remove the scratches, or you want to buff it to remove the swirls. Meet him at his level. If that's how he's talking, let him talk that way. This ain't rocket science. Don't take this too serious and piss off the customer. Some people don't know and they think they know, but it's not up to you to show them what they don't know. just basically say, hey, because a lot of people say, can you buff? Do you buff? I'd be like, yeah, I can buff it. So it doesn't matter if they're talking about paint correction or wax. It doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, so why do you want it buffed? Well, I got all these scratches here, scratches there. Then you can say, okay, I can buff it out, but it's not wax. It's going to be polished. Wax shines the vehicle, polish brings back the color, and it removes scratches, or compounding, or if I have to go further, wet sanding. You just talk to them like that. And see, now you're educating them without making them feel stupid. You're educating them at the same time. Just meet them at their level. That's it. It's just like when you talk to a child. When you talk to a child, you come down to the child level or the child won't understand you. So you always got to go down to the lowest level. Even though you may be smarter than this person, in order for you guys to communicate, y'all got to meet at a common level. So if you're up here, you can always go down. The person down here can't go up because they don't have the information. They can only stay at the level of information that they're at. And that's where you want to meet them at. And like I said, the opportunities that I had dealing with all these people, I learned that the hard way. You understand what I'm saying? Facebook ads all day long. Facebook ads to get new customers. That's up to you, William O. You're asking about working out of a truck or working out of a van, or it's up to you. I started out of a truck. I'm still working out of the back of my truck. Uh, but when I started doing the group washes, is when I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make something happen. It wasn't bad at first because I wasn't doing that many cars. So it wasn't something that was a big deal. Now, I would love to have a van to have all my equipment in where I don't have to keep changing out equipment, unhooking my trailer, hooking my trailer, sliding the water tank on, sliding all my equipment on, sliding it off. I'm still doing that now because I'm just trying to get enough funds together to, well, I got the funds. I mean, I got the equipment already. I was going to mount everything on the back of my truck. I got a smaller tank, 100-gallon water tank. I got a skid plate. I got a lot of different things that, to mount the stuff on the back of my truck, and then I can also pull my trailer. The only reason that I never just pull my trailer with my detail equipment is because the tank sits higher than the truck. So the back glass is covered, and I have to use my side mirrors to move. And I like to use my side mirrors and also look back. I just don't like doing all. It's just too much. It's too much of a load. I don't want to do that, so that's why I don't do it that way. In the next couple of weeks, I will be definitely start my setup on the back of my truck, and I'll be getting footage of that. But I would, in the near future, I would like a van, so I'm saving up funds for that. I want a nice size van, a new, not brand new, but I want the van to be at least 3 years old. I don't want it to be, I don't want an old van. I don't want something that I got to fix up. I just want something that I can go pick up and it's ready to go. Uh, that way I can have my lawn equipment coming out the back and out the side, my detailing. And that's my plan. But until then, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with working at the back of a truck. If you're just starting out, you're not going to be doing an abundance of cars. Uh, so if you have to keep taking stuff on and off, it's okay. I've been doing it for years, but I'm tired of it now because I have to do it a lot because some days I have no choice. I'll try to schedule my cars on the days that I'm not doing lawns, but sometimes the person will be like, "Whoa, yo, I want a full detail." So when they say a full detail, I'm trying to get that money. So, or two full details, or two maintenances, or two standards. I get all types of crazy. Just the other day, I went to go do one car, it ended up being two cars. I didn't know it was going to be two cars until I got there. I had 5 yards to do after that, but I did those two cars, and I still did those 5 yards. So I came home, slide everything off, hook my trailer on with my lawn equipment, and go bang out 5 yards. Uh, but me that drive back home, taking everything off, hooking everything and putting the lawn equipment on, that took me about an hour. I could do one lawn in an hour. You see? So it would have been, the only thing would have been the drive to the lawn, and that would have been it. I'd have hopped out, knocked out a lawn, and kept it moving. So if you want it, it's up to you. Me personally, I like to do stuff when it's needed. Or if you can foresee it becoming something that you're going to need, that that you can go ahead and get it. Any investment in your business, I don't think it hurts you, really. But I don't know your finances, so I hope that helps you. How do you get group washes? What kind of businesses and locations have mass vehicles to detail? Don't know how to answer that question, man. That's something that you can see for yourself. I mean, when you're driving, you see a hospital, whatever. I mean, whatever job has a lot of cars outside. If you know somebody there, go talk to them. If you don't know anybody there, go talk to the secretary. Offer the secretary a discount. I don't know, man. Y'all got to start being creative. Stop looking for people to answer like all your questions. Got to start being creative. Some of this stuff you can literally figure this stuff out on your own if you, sit down and think about it. I run a Tacoma with a topper, works great, and parking garages, no trailer to park. Exactly. That's why I wanted to, what I wanted to do for the longest? I wanted to get an enclosed trailer with my lawn equipment and detailing, but then I was like, what if I go to an apartment complex? What if I go to garages? I got this long, the truck is already long by itself. Now I got a trailer that's just as long. Yeah, I was like, I'm glad I didn't make that decision. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use the Chevy. I'm definitely gonna use the Chevy, but I really want to, like, the thing is that I'm so busy now that I need to back up everything. I need to back up walk behind more. I need to back up vehicle. I need back up everything because I'm so busy that if I have to take my vehicle for repair, like I'm to the point where I don't have time to take my vehicle for repairs and maintenance. I don't even have time to do it for myself. That's how busy I am, you see? And I think, now in the near future, it's time because Like it's getting to the point where like I don't have time to even like the only time I have time to do stuff is when it rains. When it rains, man, I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done. I'm only able to get, a few things done here and there. Just like I don't know how I'm gonna build my setup, but I'm just gonna have to take, I might just have to take a day off. But the thing is that when I take a day off, I'll be like, man, it's a lot of stuff I'll be missing out on. People be calling, and I just don't like it, man. But I'll pick it up. No, I have a trailer with lawn equipment. I don't have a trailer for detailing. Right, and that's the thing. You have to think about that. See, all those things, I think about that. But like I said, it's only when it makes sense. Like if you're bringing in a lot of money, just think about it. Let's say if you was detailing and you're bringing in $10,000 a month detailing, and you're working every day, Monday through Sunday. You're working every day. Like you literally have to tell people no and take a day off and reschedule stuff just to have a day off. I think it's worth it having a second vehicle. You can afford the second insurance policy, like that Don't Ride That is referring to, adding another insurance policy. But when you first starting off, like me, when I first started off, I wanted to keep everything low. I didn't want to buy anything I don't have to. And I'm like that today. I don't want to buy anything that I don't have to. But if I need it, I need it. It's time, It's time. I appreciate that. Appreciate the help with the details set up. How many gallons? I don't go over lately. Like I said, like the thing is what I noticed is that when my prices were cheaper, I would fill that tank up to like 200 gallons. I would go to the group wash with 200, 250 gallons, 300 gallons. That's a 330 gallon tank. I would fill that thing up with gallons, like, because I was doing so many cars that I didn't want to run out. When my prices went up, I'm making the same amount or more, you know, and I'm using less gallons. So now I only fill it up to maybe 125, and that's all I would need. Sometimes I may do 200 or 160 or 175 or something like that. I might do that, just depending. But but when I go to the group wash, I know how many cars I'm gonna have. So if they tell me I got 5, I make sure I have enough for about 7, just in case somebody pulls up and say, "Hey, can you get mine?" And I feel like it. Yeah, come on. So, but I rarely fill that thing up, and I started noticing. That's why I used to wonder, man, how these guys doing rolling around with 55-gallon drums? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they're charging more, so they're probably doing 1 car or 2 cars a day at the most, and they're getting $300 a car. So I get it. So I started noticing as my prices went up, I use less water. You work less hours, you get more money. It's crazy. It's crazy. You think that if you charge low, bust your ass, you make a lot of money, but it don't work that way. Right. And that's a good problem to have. I feel you on that time sitting here doing my schedule. Business is booming. Great. That's awesome, man. And yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Those are good problems to have, though. Like, cause I remember sitting in my room Like when I first started, like year one, year zero, before I even hit year one, man, I would be sitting there, like especially in the wintertime, like my first winter in detailing. Oh, it was horrible. I mean, I didn't have a lot of clients anyway. A lot of people didn't even know about me. I wasn't really advertising on Facebook. I wasn't really doing much. And I'm just sitting back waiting on my phone to ring. Hopefully somebody will call. I was happy if I made 50 bucks. I was excited if I did. Uh, so having too much business and not know what to do with it is a good problem to have. I'd rather have that problem than people not calling at all. Yes, I would use someone's water. I would definitely use some my customers' water. Uh, I prefer not to, but trust me, if you're eager to start your business, you're gonna take every opportunity and every break and every shortcut, within reason that you can. Uh, it's nothing wrong with that. They're gonna offer you their water. Trust me. Uh, I have people that know that I have water and electricity, and they still offer it to me. Sometimes people say, "Yo, if you want to fill up your tank for your next appointment, go ahead." I've had that before. They tell me to do that. Of course, I decline. But if my generator gives out, if my pressure washer gives out, or if I run out of water, oh, I don't even mind asking. I'll ask. You know, a lot, and a lot of people have started off that way. I know a guy started out, doing. I just saw him today. He started out doing headlight restoration at $55. This is back early 2000s. He was doing them for 55 bucks. He saved that up, got him a pressure washer and a tank and everything, and he was doing when he was detail people cars. He had 100-foot hose, some buckets, and a vacuum cleaner, and I think he had a truck. Yeah, he had a truck. He would pull up in that truck and he would do the headlights and everything, and he would upsell them on the wash, and he started detailing, and over time he just took that money, he saved it up, and he ended up buying a generator, then a pressure washer, and till he became self-contained. There's nothing wrong with that, man. The thing is, you gotta stop being so self-conscious about your setup and the way your business look. These customers don't care, man. They don't care. All they want is good results at a good price. That's it. They don't care. Once your business starts booming, once the money starts coming in, you can treat yourself to a nice van or to a nice setup and all that type of stuff. You can do that. Do I have a goal? Uh, I used to. I used to have a goal, but what I noticed about having a goal, a financial goal of the day, uh, now I know how much I have a price that I like to make that satisfies me, but uh, I don't think I've thought about it in a long time now. Like I used to have a price, like it used to be $100 a day. Like when I first started, I was like, if I can make $100 a day, I'm good. Because I was comparing it to the last job that I had, and so I was like, $100 a day, I'll make more money than I did in my last job, so I'll be good. I picked something that sounded realistic at the time and achievable at the time, so I picked 100. And before you know it, I was making $100 a day. And then 150, and then it went up and it went up and it went up. But what happened is, well, no, not what happened. What can happen is you can actually set yourself up for failure like that. What happened is you have a daily goal. Let's say you have a daily goal of 300. Well, once you get that 300, you may stop. Some people may not. Some people may, like me, even though I got a daily goal, I will keep working as long as the work is there. I'll keep working and I'll make more. Like if my goal is 300 a day, if I make 400, I'm looking at like, okay, well, if my goal is 300 a day, I made 400. That's 100 uh, up, up, up to the next day. You see what I'm saying? So now today I can do 200, but I'm gonna still try to do 300. And so the thing is that sometimes my I do have daily goals, but I'm always looking at the bigger goal, and the more I exceed my daily goals, gets me closer to the big goal, to the end goal, to the end game. So I haven't went outside the house in a long time and say this is what I want to make today. Like I go out there and I work my butt off and I make what I can make. And I've had good days. I have I've had a lot of good days. I had a lot of good consistent days. So I've noticed that I do very well when I attack it that way. No, I would never do that. I would never charge extra, but because of a situation that's going on, I would never do that. Well, you should already been when you're detailing, you're already disinfecting the vehicle. Uh, I've always when I clean cars, I'm always disinfecting it. So that was I was doing that in the beginning. Uh, I don't know why. I mean, because all they using is sanitized vehicles. They're not using nothing special. All they, some people will not just detailing, but just disinfecting everything. They're using bleach and hand sanitizer. Uh, I mix a little alcohol in all my spraying solutions when I'm doing on the inside of a vehicle. I've always been sanitizing using steam, APC. I've always been doing that, so I don't see the need to charge more. But this pandemic is an opportunity because it's just word semantics. You can now you can start using the words disinfect. The words disinfect. Um, you can start using those words in your packages and your advertising now because now I'm telling you that you guys pay attention because now it's going to be mandatory that you disinfect your businesses. Like, you go to these not shopping malls, but you go to these grocery stores with all like the shopping carts and all that. I mean, they already been doing. I've been seeing people like pressure washing and cleaning shopping carts. I've seen that before. Now it's going to be disinfecting shopping carts. So you're going to have to spray them down with bleach and wipe them down and everything. And that's going to be another job. Like they're going to hire people to do that. That's coming. I know it is. I don't ever think that we will ever get to the way it was. We're going to have a new normal, and that's going to be part of it. Like today, I went into Lowe's, or was it Walmart? I went into Lowe's, and they was like, they had a sign, carts on the inside are disinfected. And I remember walking by the other day, and a lady girl, she had a pump sprayer, and she was spraying them with something. I don't know if it was bleach or what it was, but she was spraying it with something. So that's going to be a job. Like I really see that coming. So the thing is that it's an opportunity, not an opportunity to get over, but it's an opportunity to start your business. You know, if some of you guys that don't have enough money to, you know, to start a detailing business or to buy all the equipment, you can go get your pump sprayer with some bleach or whatever they're using. Find you something that you can use that's safe and good on the environment. You go out there and spray those things down. Because I mean, you know, all you do is you sometimes you don't even have to wipe the stuff. You can just spray. The chemicals is going to kill everything anyway, and you can charge. You get contracts that way. You know, so keep your eyes open. Right. Right, disinfectant spray, APC all day. Yeah, I mean you're pretty much the chemicals that you guys using are is disinfecting it anyway. So I don't see I don't see why would anybody try to charge extra. This is and I know that wasn't the case with you, who asked that question, but but I think there were people in some instances taking like trying to take advantage of the situation and saying that they're doing all this and that and charging this crazy amount of prices because of the fear and people think that they get this stuff done that they're you know man, most of this stuff, a lot of those cars, man, uh, I used to just get in the car and just spray in the car Lysol. I mean, I still do it. I don't have any Lysol because it's hard to get it now. But I would keep Lysol on deck, and I kept it in one of my detail bag, and I would just, spray inside the vehicle like before and after, just to clean the air of the vehicle. I would spray Lysol all the time. Uh, but we're already disinfected, so that's nothing new to us. Right. Lysol air freshener. That's what I do. I've done that for years. Like even though when I used to clean my parents' cars, I used to spray them out before and after with Lysol. Uh, I used to spray our whole house with Lysol back in the day. So it's something that I've always practiced. I always wash my hands. Like as soon as I come in the house, this first thing I do is wash my hands. I wash my hands out there. Like I always have a 5 gallon bucket of just water sitting there, and throughout the detail, like especially if I run out of gloves or when I take my gloves off or whatever, I put a little Dawn soap in my hand, do like that, and then I pour water on my hands, and I'm always cleaning my hands. Uh, when I come back from lawn care, when I come home, all my clothes, I take all my clothes off in the garage. I just come in with my drawers on, and you know, um, I let my clothes sit out in the garage. I got a basket out there. I let the clothes sit in there until I got enough to put in to make a load, and I wash them. So like my clothes don't even come into the house unless they're about to be washed right then. So I've always practiced this. So it's like nothing new to me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, approach it the same way. But that's it, man. I'm about to get off of here. But the thing is that guys, every time that there's a depression or recession or epidemic or like it's always an opportunity that lies in there somewhere. You just got to be smart enough to recognize it. There's always an opportunity. Opportunities will give you knowledge. Knowledge will give you success. You see what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people, may have closed their business down, or you may have, got nervous and shut it down, or you wasn't working, or this and this, and that's cool. But always know this, that save up that nest egg. Like right now, I save money every day. Every day I work, I save money. I got different bank accounts. Each bank account is responsible for something. I got one that's for savings I that I don't touch. I have another savings that's emergency. Then I have another savings for investments. So what I mean by investments is, like, if I want to purchase something for my business, or if there's another business venture I want to do, I'm saving up the capital for that. All right. I also have checking accounts. I have one checking account for miscellaneous stuff. I have a business checking account, and then I have a personal checking account. Like, my personal checking account is for my personal bills. Of course, what my business checking is for. And then I have one for miscellaneous stuff. And it's been working well for me. So what I do is every day, like today, uh, I got a call last week. No, I got a call a couple of days ago. Uh, Girl, she's trying to sell a car. The car has been sitting up. It had mold and mildew on the inside. Uh, she wanted to get it cleaned up. I did that car today, and she told me, she told me what what money she was trying to spend. So I came up with a package that will tackle the issue and put her right at where she wanted to spend. Went in there and I knocked it out. Now, see, that I wasn't expecting that money. So what I do usually when I get money that I'm not expecting, or something that just pops up, like, let's say if I had my schedule done out for the week already and I wasn't taking anymore, but somebody called and I decided to take them, I don't expect that. So what I do is I take that, I throw it in my savings account, or I'll throw it in my investment account, like the whole thing. But I already know, like, every day if I make a certain amount of money, let's say if I make $300, about 65, $70 is going to be saved. And I piece it off. I got money going here to pay bills. That $300 gets broke down. This much going to my savings. This much going to pay bills. This much going there. So I break it down in pieces, and that way, when I got money for a rainy day. If a business opportunity or some opportunity pops up, I may have enough money to do it. Because think about it. I know a lot of you guys have seen opportunities that you could have got in, but you just didn't have the money. And I hate that. I hate that. So I told myself, I'm just going to start, I'm talking about, $20. I'm telling you, I, if you guys have a hard time saving money, I want you guys to try this. For every detail you do, save $20. Do that for 2 months. Then go back and look and see how much money you have. I bet you'd be surprised. Try it. How do you play an employee when you starting out? Uh, it's up to you, however you want. Me, I like to pay them by the hour. No, 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 no. I don't pay them by the hour. I like to pay them by the job. Uh, that's how I handle that. I pay them by the job. But I didn't need an employee when I first started out. Like, I don't recommend hiring employees when you first starting out. Unless you got like a fleet or something, you're doing a lot of cars. When you first starting out, usually you don't have a lot of cars, so I don't see the need for an employee. You're still learning. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Yo, if y'all want to know my price, I see you ask how much do I pay for a basic car wash. If y'all want to see my prices, go to my website, aaprofessionalservices.com. It'll tell you all my prices. But I'm finna get out of here, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Oh, if you guys have not joined the New Wave Facebook group, go ahead and join it now. It is called New Wave by A&A. You're gonna see the New Wave symbol. I got an Asher shirt on today. I got like a man shirt on today, but uh it's gonna be the New Wave symbol. Within that New Wave symbol, it's going to have A&A. It's gonna have my A&A logo on there, and just go ahead and send an invite. I mean, send a request, and I'll accept it. Like I said, I want to see people from all over, man, all over the globe. I want to see how y'all do things. If you need questions answered, ask them there. There's people with all types of experience on there. That way, it won't be all on me to answer questions because I don't know everything, and there's a lot of people that's more experienced than me in this game. So go there. Don't forget to go join the New Wave group. Uh, we just hit yesterday. We just hit 300 members. I started this group back in February, I think. I think in February. So again, the group is called The New Wave by A&A. So when you go into the Facebook search, just type in New Wave by A&A, and you should see it. It's going to have the New Wave symbol, which is a wave with the words New Wave under the wave, and then in the middle of that wave is going to be A&A Professional Services logo. All right. See y'all in the future. Shouts out to the New Wave. Peace.